Hey guys, Jared Wesley here of Live Traders, and I'm back for another trade review. Today's trade review, guys, is going to be on two trades that I took recently, one yesterday, one today, on EH and MO, M-O. So I want to start with the EH trade, okay? So if you take a look at this, guys, this was a daily gap up this morning in a market that was relatively flat, right? So if you look at the end of the day yesterday, the markets, the Qs, the S&P 500, the spiders, etc., ripped at the end of the day. The last 30 or 40 minutes, I mean, they just went straight up to the moon. So today they gapped flat and gapped down just a little bit. Well, EH gapped up today. Now, there was a positive and there was a negative about this gap. If you look to the left on the daily chart, there's a pivot there. Well, EH was gapping above that pivot, but it was also gapping from two green bars. Now, one of the green bars wasn't a very big, it was a narrow range green bar. The other green bar was an average range green bar. So I wasn't thrilled that it was the third day up, but the first day on the move, it was a narrow range bar. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But anyway, third day up on this, and we were just kind of waiting to see which stock on the list today would show some relative strength or relative weakness to the market. Well, EH did that. So initially off the open, the S&P 500 and the Qs, so the spiders and the Qs, they pulled back. And EH stayed in a pretty bullish range off the open. I snuck in this a little bit early at 44.35. Now, I probably should have waited, all right, because there was a perfect, and I mean a really pretty three-bar play on the 1 minute chart at $45 with a stop at 44.25. I mean, it was a really nice three-bar play. In fact, I mentioned to the chat room, this is an area we could and probably should add to this trade, as you'll see here in just a second. So I ended up sneaking in just a little bit early, but I didn't add to it. And I regret not adding to it because I didn't have full risk when I got in. I usually like to risk about $1,000, and I only had about a $700 or $800 risk on this one. So about 2/3, maybe a little more than that. Long story short, it popped up really nicely. Just over an hour, it pulled back and then it ripped. And ended up going 3 or 4 to 1, as you'll see here in just a second. 43.50 by 44.50. Or 44.50 by 43.50. You get what I'm saying, guys. I'll sort it out one of these days. Come on, get over that half number. Come on, pop the half number. 44.50 by 43.50 EH. Okay? All right, there we go. There we go. Wow, this thing is whippy. All right, we'll see, guys. And we might be able to add over 45 in a couple minutes. We might be able to add over 45 in a couple minutes, okay? Might. So watch EH for an add. All right. Pretty much Unmol's trade right there. Okay, that same trade. You could add 45, raise your stop to 44 if you want. Okay. All right, guys, stop break even. Come on, baby. Come on. Just a little more. Oh, don't do that. We were so close to target, guys. Shit. We need like 46.50 area, guys. We almost got there, guys. We almost got there. Come on. 46.50 is the target, just FYI, okay? For those of you in this with me, 46.50 is the target. Man, Alf really ripped on that buy setup. All right, guys. Boom. That's it. Done. Audi H target. So as you guys can see, that ended up being a pretty good trade. The biggest mistake I made was not adding at the $45 area, raising the stop up, because I think I could have made over $2,000, $2,500 on this had I added to it. My bad. Now, the next trade I want to go over, guys, is Mo, Philip Morris, MO. So this was a beautiful gap down, okay? If you look at the daily chart here, you're gapping under all of the support to the left. I mean, it was just a really nice gap down under some bottoming tails, under some pivots, and we needed this to be under the 49 to 48.50 area. That was kind of the range in which we wanted to trade this thing. Well, we got very fortunate. If you look on the 1 minute time frame, which you'll see on the screen, there was a wide range bar followed by 2 narrow range bars. So it ended up being a 4-bar play, not just a 3-bar play, a 4-bar play. Right around 48.60 was the entry. I used a very tight stop loss on this, okay? I used just after the entry bar. So most of the time, I'm going to use bar number 2's high or low, depending if it's a long or a short. Bar number 2's low as my stop loss. And that would normally be 48.80. So the trade would be, 48.60 by 48.80, 20-cent stop loss. But in this case, the third bar hadn't triggered yet, so I decided to use the third bar's low because I was a little bit concerned about the range of MO. I thought, this is not a big range trading stock, so I want to make sure there's enough range. So I ended up getting in at 48.60, all right, and I had a stop loss at 48.73. So it ended up doing a really good job. It ended up going about $1, so I shouldn't ultimately have been worried about the range. But I also got out a little bit early on this. One of the things I didn't tell you guys is yesterday I had huge tech issues. In fact, my computer was having some of these updates. It was taking forever. Honestly, I didn't even log into my trading platform till 9:29. So it's a minute before the market opens, and I'm juggling all around going, I got to find some ideas and some opportunity. So I felt very fortunate to find or see the Mo gap so early. And that is what I traded. Ended up working out really, really well. I only made about $750 off of it, which is pretty crappy, but at the same time, I only ended up having about a $500 risk off. So I did make 1.5 to 1 on my money, but I think I was still a little bit flustered from having all the tech issues and the update issues and not getting ready till 9:29. So what's my point there? My point simply is, trading is challenging. We have to be in the right mental frame of mind to be successful traders, right? Well, if you have tech issues, or if you're sick or not feeling well, or something's going on where you're really stressed out, it might be a good day to take off. And to be fair, I probably should have taken yesterday off. I was happy I came in because I made $1,500, but it could have just as easily gone the other way, because by the time I logged in, the market opened in a minute. I still have to scan for my gap list, organize my gap list, put my favorites list again. I mean, I was mumbo jumboed all over the place. You can see I missed share size. I should have had 8,000 shares instead of 4,000 shares. I mean, just all kinds of problems on MO, but thankfully it was a beautiful pattern with a beautiful gap, and it ended up working, and I still got 700 and some bucks out of it. Something's better than nothing, I suppose. But as a general comment, if you're having some struggles or some stress or you're not feeling well, probably a good day to take off. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this trade review on EH, a beautiful 1 minute 3-bar play, and the other trade review on MO, which was a beautiful 4-bar play. I only have the live footage of the EH from today because the MO, again, I was having tech issues and my OBS software wasn't working properly, so I apologize for not having that. But it goes to show you guys, 3-bar plays happen every day, and 3-bar plays work. So all those haters in the comments, oh, Jared, you don't ever trade live. Come into the chat room and check it out. I trade live every single day in there, okay? And you can see it from the live recorded footage as well. I'm Jared Wesley of Live Traders. We'll get back at it again soon.